All right, I'm Nicole's sister, brother, I mean. A little emotional right now. Nicole's brother from Russia, obviously. Adopted by the Jones, which I appreciate. But this is about Nicole here tonight, so. So, how do you capture Nicole's life in just a few words? You don't, and I can't. It's like trying to capture sunlight in a jar. Nicole's life is like sunlight because she touched a lot of people. And if you look around us, we can see a lot of faces that she was touched by. Her life light has gone out, but she has left spark in all of us. Her family, her friends. I remember the first time I met Nicole. I just came to America. My parents put me in the back of the Durango, and we were picking up Nicole from her javelin practice, and they told me to just hide in the back of it, of the Durango, and when Nicole gets in that car, just jump out and say surprise, kind of a gift to her, I guess. So she comes in, she gets in the car, our parents like, hey, we have a surprise for you. And she's like, what is it? So I jump out, I'm like, surprise, Nicole. And she looks surprised, but she was a little concerned at the same time. And I think she wanted a puppy instead of me, and she got me, so. But a few months later, she found a use for me. She needed a sparring partner and someone to pick on and wrestle with. Nicole was pretty strong even back then because she was doing javelin and shot put. And there were many times because of wrestling with Nicole that my hair would get crazy and all messed up. And somehow the makeup ended up on my face. And there are probably a lot of guys here, her male friends, friends who are males, probably happen the same, where their hair goes crazy, and they have somehow pictures of them with makeup. But that's probably the reason why I joined the Marine Corps, to get stronger. But that's how Nicole showed love. She showed her love through wrestling with us, through just picking at people, friendly way, and just loving them. Nicole was a special sort of sister. She was only 2 years older than me. One second. But she seemed so much more mature, like grown up, and stronger. She would give me advices or listen to me when I was miserable. She taught me how to throw a football or how to jump on the trampoline when I was younger. She let me to drive her car for the first time by myself, and that was scary. I don't think my parents still know about this, so well, now they do. Nicole was a special sister. Nicole always had what you would call a big personality, which loosely translated meant that she was always getting one scrap or another. Living the life to the full, quote, as she would like to say, but I won't tell you what our parents called that. With Nicole, we always got into some adventures, and I'm sure all of you here today have your own favorite stories of Nicole and having adventures with her. But I'm going to share my story. Because Nicole used to like to go to Jones Creek and just jump off the bridges. And so it sounds like a great idea, like a fun idea to go off and jump off the bridges. But she didn't mention how tall the bridge was or how cold is the water. And so when we get there, well, I look down from the bridge. I'm like, woof, it's a pretty tall bridge. I probably stood there for like half an hour probably. Then I see her just walk in front of me, cut me off, and she just looks down and jumps off. And then she gets out of the water and she looks back at me and like, come on, don't be baby Sasha, jump in. So that time, of course, I couldn't let her outbeat me by my sister, so I had to jump in. And I have bad form when I land for the water, and it hurts a lot. But trying to be a tough guy, I tried to play it off, and like, hey, Nicole, it's not a big deal. But in my mind, I think, oh boy, what's going to happen next? What's Nicole's next idea? So, how will I remember my sister Nicole? I will remember her as a great, loving mother of her kids. Nicole loved her kids very much, and that was evident every time I would visit her. I'll remember Nicole as a hard-working and goal-focused, driven to do her best. Thank you. Driven to do her best, whatever was the task at her work, at her hobbies, at home. I will remember Nicole as someone who opened her home, her family, and her time every time I visited her home from leave from the Marines. Being an adopted brother to Nicole, there was a bond between us that was unique, and most like all of you have a special bond with Nicole. That's why you're here. But being a sibling, and now when a sibling dies, a part of us dies too, and the feeling of sorrow, grief, all the greater. And I would like to close with a poem. I didn't write the poem, but I found it, and I think it's very appropriate for this moment. I think it's a very beautiful poem. We little knew that morning that God was to call your name. In life, we loved you dearly. In death, we did the same. It broke our hearts to lose you. You did not go alone, for part of us went with you the day God called you home. You left us beautiful memories. Your love is still our guide. And though we cannot see you, you're always on our side. Our family chain is broken, and nothing seems the same. But as God calls us one by one, the chain will link again.